Let's discuss an interesting polygon that has four sides, called a trapezoid. It's called a quadrilateral, first of all, because it has four sides. So let me show you what a trapezoid may look like. Um, a standard sort of looking trapezoid is something like this. And the main property of a trapezoid, well, first of all, it has four sides, but the other thing is two of the sides have to be parallel. So notice this top side is parallel to the bottom side, meaning that if the two sides were to continue forever, they would never intersect. They would just run side by side forever. So they're parallel. The other two sides simply connect the parallel sides. So that's what a trapezoid is. Now, how do you find the area of a trapezoid? Well, typical quadrilaterals, you find the area by multiplying the length of the base times the length of the height. Okay, so that's similar here. However, this trapezoid has two bases. You've got this base and you've got this base. Usually the bases are the same in a quadrilateral. You know, the standard sort of quadrilaterals like a rhombus or a square or a rectangle. In this case, they're not. So instead of using a base, we take the average of the bases. So the average means like the midway point. So if this were length 10 and this were length 6, the average of the bases would equal 8, halfway between those two numbers. But if the numbers are ugly, then another way to calculate average is to add the two numbers and divide by 2. So, for example, if you have 12.2 and 4.1, you would add those two numbers together and divide by 2 to figure out what's halfway between them. On top you get 16.3 divided by 2, and that's 8.15. So the average base in this case would be 8.15. So instead of using one base, you have to take the average of the two bases and then multiply by the height to get the area of this trapezoid. Just real quick, trapezoids don't always look like this. You could have one that looks like this, right? Because the top and bottom bases are parallel, the other two sides don't matter. In fact, it could be rotated. You could have something sort of like this. That's also a trapezoid, but now your bases are more like the sides. Okay, so different types of trapezoids, but you always find the area by taking the average of the bases and multiplying it by the height.